What's up people, my name's Joss and this is my Nissan Skyline ER34 GTT 4-door. Welcome to episode 1 of the Fresh Off the Boat series. I'm going to talk about owning an R34 Skyline. I'm going to talk about what I've been doing with it, what sort of spec the car is at the moment, future plans. I'm going to document some of the adventures I've been on so far, some drift days I've been doing, nights out, being well behaved on public roads, and just generally talk about what it's like owning a freshly imported Nissan Skyline. So this is a 2000 model Nissan Skyline ER34 25 GTX Turbo. I started looking for something similar in September 2015. I was flicking through JDM Auction Watch 24/7 just trying to find something in my price range that I could afford to bring over. I wanted an R32 originally because I do prefer that sort of era of Nissan, that sort of styling, and it wasn't until I actually started browsing the auction house that I discovered that actually an R34 4-door is very similar money to an R32 at the moment. So I decided to go a little bit newer for a change, and the car you see is the one I brought back. The car has been in the country for around about 2 months now, and it's been on the road for around about a month. A basic spec list from what I've found so far and from reading the auction sheets, the car has an HKS intercooler, a Trust air filter. It did have HKS coilovers. I've since changed those because they were pretty broken, so it's now on Driftworks CS2s, which are absolutely brilliant. It came with work VSS's, 3-piece wheels. They're 18x8 on the front and 18x9 on the rear, but they're in very bad shape. The lips are corroded, the barrels are corroded, the centers need repainting because they're flaking. I do have new wheels to go on, but I'm going to hold off for a little while and get the most out of these tyres first. The car has a full Uras body kit. I believe it's Uras. The front bumper was actually damaged when it was transported from the auction house in Japan to the docks to be loaded onto the boat. And being fiberglass, it did splinter and shatter quite a lot, which wasn't ideal, but that'll all be dealt with in due time. Since being in the country, the car has been fully undersealed with some Built Hamber clear spray. I did that myself, which I would not recommend. It was a terrible, terrible job to do. I've replaced the coilovers with Driftworks CS2s, as I mentioned, which are unbelievably good. They're so good for a performance car. I've fitted a Nardi 330mm deep corn steering wheel. It is a perforated leather steering wheel. It's very comfy to use actually, I'm very impressed. Which is mated to an NRG quick release and an HKB Boss. That is it as far as changes have gone. I have new wheels to go on, as I mentioned as well, but I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm going to wait until I've sorted some tyres, sorted new wheel nuts, taken off the spacers that are on the car at the moment because they have some strange like locking nuts on them, and I'll stick the wheels on, dial the height to where I want it, get it all aligned, and then I'll do perhaps a reveal sometime soon. Equipment wise, it's very well equipped. I've got folding mirrors, 4-wheel steering. It has a high cast system fitted, which is it's odd. It's very odd to get used to. It's a very peculiar system. So I'll be locking that out with a heavy set lockout bar, hopefully. It has automatic climate control. It has automatic headlights, front and rear heated screen, electric everything, all windows, all mirrors, everything's electric. It's very easy to live with. It's very impressive. I don't drive it every day. I do have a work car, a daily car, but for a 16-year-old car, for something that you wouldn't expect to have much equipment, it is very impressive. So as I said, the interior is very standard. The seats are all standard door cards. I think it might have some aftermarket speakers, but I haven't checked yet. I'm scared to take it apart because as soon as you pull trim out of an interior, you lose fittings and everything starts to rattle. So unless they stop working for whatever reason, I think I'm going to leave them well alone. It sounds great as it is. I also forgot to mention the car has a straight through exhaust from the catback, so it is extremely loud. It sounds great, but it's very loud. I do have plans to decat it so that I can get some poppage and flameage and more boost. But obviously with the straight through exhaust already, it's far too loud to just stick a decat on, so it's going to have to wait until I perhaps modify it and stick a silencer in, or I fit a nice quiet back box or something similar.